Yo, what's good guys, Chew here. Few games have fueled my addiction for alts. Grand Chase happens to be one of those. Currently there's 16 different classes, all with a distinct playstyle and aesthetics. I have to say, this is possibly the game that started my obsession with classes. And now why I usually make all the classes if I'm playing a game seriously. If you're an altaholic like me, Grand Chase is definitely a game to try out, and why today I'm going to share this hidden gem with you. But first, to catch some of you guys up on speed, Grand Chase shut down back in 2015, and it was revived back in July 2001 by KOG. I used to play the absolute crap out of this game because I was addicted to the classes and the action combat. I remember back then there was the big three of side-scrolling ARPGs. It was Dungeon Fighter Online, Elsword, and Grand Chase. All but Elsword I played religiously until each ended up being shut down. Thankfully all are revived now and have a thriving community with constant updates. But yeah, besides all the classes, the action combat was the main reason I fell in love with Grand Chase. You play with your keyboard and you move around with your arrow keys, which is typical for games like these. But what separates Grand Chase was its skill cap with movement. There are a bunch of hidden mechanics being exploited through the movement system due to how spaghetti the old code was. I didn't end up mastering all the mechanics, but they were fun. For example, one of the most foundational movements is dash dancing, shadow step, whatever it's called nowadays. It's basically you tap the up and forward arrow key and then the down and forward arrow key in succession. This allows you to blitz across the screen depending on how clean your movement is. I've spent hours practicing these movements as a kid, just because it's fun. I enjoyed mastering these movements and showing them off when you enter a group dungeon. You can clearly tell a veteran Grand Chase player from the ones that are new. You know, dungeons usually evolve into players showing off their movements, and I've made some good friends back when I played Grand Chase seriously off of doing that. I'm sure you all have this go-to game where you enjoy learning the mechanics of the game. For example, it might be your old school FPS with 360 no-scopes, or pixel perfect timing in a fighting game. Grand Chase was my mechanical fix as an ARPG lover. I often come back to run a few dungeons just to have my muscle memory kick in. It's fun, and I highly recommend giving it a shot if you enjoy nuanced techniques like the ones I've described. Alright, I think I talked a good amount about the mechanics, but the actual combat's fun too. Grand Chase is a side-scrolling 2D platform-based ARPG. I'm sure you got an idea from watching the B-roll, but dungeons are grouped into regions, and you progress through them like an old school RPG. Each dungeon has their own experience where you follow the chasers along your story. You'll meet the different cast of characters as you play, but that more or less summarizes the leveling. I wish I could speak more about the endgame of Grand Chase, but that's not really my expertise. What I play Grand Chase for is for the different characters and the mechanical combat. I usually play until I'm bored nowadays and come back later when there's a new character or new content that drops. Also, there's PvP in Grand Chase. I know some of you really love it, so if you're into that, by all means enjoy it. There are some great characters, and each has their own gimmicks that you more or less have to master alongside the mechanics of the game. Honestly, this is why I'm recommending Grand Chase for people that enjoy creating alts. Each character is so unique that playing through the story again is enjoyable. Come on, I'm sure you've all been in a situation where you see a different class, whether it's from a YouTube video, or you saw a player running around in the same dungeon with you, and you instantly want to make that character. I literally get that with all the classes in Grand Chase. Alright, let's wrap this up with some cons. I gave you 2 good reasons why you should be downloading Grand Chase. I at least owe you the other side of the coin. Main one being, it's pay to win. It's an old school Korean game. I don't know if I need to say more on that. That being said, I still enjoy the game completely without wheeling. And others who wheel does not really affect your enjoyment of the game. If anything, they help you when they're in your party. If you want to absolutely push the limits of your character, credit cards will need to be swiped. Final thing, I don't really know if this is a con or not, but I view it as one. The way KOG has been releasing content makes me feel like they're just milking Grand Chase. It was a popular game for its time, and a bunch of people still love it because of nostalgia. And KOG knows this. They're releasing characters once a month with some content. That's the consistent schedule. But it's all old content from when the game was shut down. I'm still waiting to see what will happen when the old content runs out and if there will be new content for Grand Chase. I hope they do, and I have big copium that Classic is not just a cash grab. Either way, I'm happy to have Grand Chase back. I was down bad when the game shut down. I even installed a mobile game to try to cover the void the PC Grand Chase left. It was alright, but nowhere near the PC version. Give Grand Chase a try, guys. It's perfect for the Altaholics out there and those who enjoy unique action gameplay. It's free on Steam, and I hope you end up enjoying one of my all-time favorites. Click on these videos to see more ARPG content from me, Chewy the Goon. You're a real one. Bye-bye.